Hey guys, welcome to this week's Thorough Thursday, and today we're going to be going over the Sumo deadlift. So let's get to it. So, whenever I deadlift, I go through a checklist in my head to make sure I'm in an optimal position to lift as much weight as possible and be safe while doing it. So, first thing I do is feel the steel. So when I was younger, I was fortunate enough to have a coach that was smart enough to tell us this phrase. So the reason we do it is we want the bar as close to our body as possible throughout the entire lift to not only lift more weight, but to keep it as safe as possible. So he would tell us that every inch that bar gets away from our body, it's like adding 100 pounds to the bar. So not only does it make it harder to lift it up, but it also puts a lot more stress on your low back, which is something we definitely don't want to do if we want to do this for a long time. So once I have my feet close enough to feel the steel, I'm going to play around with my feet going in and out of the bar. So you can use the rings on each side to make sure you're centered from side to side. So everybody's going to be a little bit different because we have different limb lengths and heights. Now, the idea is when we have our feet set in the optimal position, when I go to squat down to grab the bar, you'll see my shins are straight up and down. So when I do that, I'm applying force straight into the ground, and I'm keeping my knees healthy. So if I have my feet way wider than that, pressing down through the knees and pressing down through the feet, there's a lot of energy that's leaked. So when you watch Ed Cohen deadlift, you'll see his shins are almost straight up and down, and treats it more like a backward squat than a pure hip hinge. So once we have our feet established, close to the bar, and the hip width is right, I'm going to squat down and grab the bar with my hands directly under my shoulders. So a big mistake people do with this is they either grab too wide or more commonly, grab way too narrow, okay? So if you want to keep your biceps intact, you want to keep your arms straight down from the shoulder so that way you can optimally squeeze your shoulder blades back, which is the next step. So I have my hands where I want them, and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades back as hard, back and down as hard as I can. So that way it raises my sternum as I'm grabbing the bar. So if you notice, I'm going through all these steps. I haven't even picked up the weight yet. It takes a lot of time to process this and master this lift. And again, that's why Sumo is considered a patient deadlift, okay? So feet are set. Hands are locked in on the bar. I'm squeezing my back my shoulder blades down and back as much as I can. Now I'm going to press my feet through the ground, treating it more like a leg press, okay? So that way you're going straight up. And again, looking from the side, it looks more like a backward squat than it does a hip hinge. So the reason we do that is, again, it keeps a lot of stress off the low back, and two, it just gives you a stronger base. You can actually use your legs a little bit more with the lift. So I hope you guys enjoyed this version of Thorough Thursday. Please comment below if you'd like to see other tips to get your deadlift stronger. And also, we are using these videos on Train Heroic to give you guys a more comprehensive instruction while you're doing our programs. So please comment below, and see you guys next Thursday.